Alright folks, back again. At this point I've more or less put myself in front of the target here. I'm getting close to a 0 degree angle on bow on the target that we were getting ranges on, that we were plotting, and that's that guy right there. So as you can see, the rest of the targets are here. They're already at 0, but since that's the target whose course line we drew, we're going to check him. And so I have I think that 95 course line is pretty much almost bang on there. So we're gonna stay on this course. Course is 024. So a couple things here. Set course 24 of own course here. I've set angle tracking to UZO so that I can get a an exact bearing. As soon as I get 0, we're really close to it here. Just watching. Whoa, we got some fucking Bronco here. Watching that course line right there. I'm going to call it that 0. So at this point, exactly, maybe behind a little bit because I wasn't as quick as I should have been. That right there is the point of 0. So we're pretty darn close on this plotting. There. So without moving the UZO, I've got my own course plugged into my Excel file, aka the attack disk. UZO is set. I read the bearing off 249. 249. That's the bearing. Okay, we've got that in already. So look at that, 93. That is the course. And that's the course line I've got in here. Just to show you. 093. Right about there. Close. So, so what to do at this point? I get the reciprocal of that. Should really build this into the file. 180 plus 180 is 273. That is his course. That is his track. So at 273, I run 273 back. Right there. So we're a little off on his course, but as you can see, more or less, and very close on this one here. But all of our lines ran through the 1,000 meter circles that we drew, 2,000 meter circles that we drew rather. So we know that that we were pretty accurate on our original course line. Somewhat accurate anyway, but the ranges were accurate enough, let's just put it that way, to get a good course estimate. So what I'm going to do actually now, just set my course, start turning again here, because I'm going to I'm actually going to dive on the starboard side of the target, so that I over here, because the sun is over here, so I'm going to attack from this direction here. But now I have that course line drawn, and so now what I can do is I take that total time, and that's 17:47 minus 14:04. That's 1 hour 3 minutes and 43 seconds. So 63 43. So if I take time, speed, distance, I'm not going to do the other method that I mentioned, but it is accurate. It is more accurate. 112, and I said 103, I believe. 103. So 112 isn't doing it. 112 is a little too slow. So 6 knots, 7 knots is that's going to be much different. 1 hour and 2 minutes. 1 hour and 3 minutes. Oh, maybe not. 1 hour and 3 minutes. 1 hour and 2 minutes. Okay, so it is actually about 7 knots. Okay, so maybe it is about 7 knots. Okay, so maybe, yeah, about 7. So we can call it 7. Ooh, I need to stop turning here. So what I'm doing now at this point is I'm going to turn a little too much here. I'm doing at this point is maneuvering. I'm going to, just like my other method, I'm going to set 1,000 meter circle here, and I'm going to run to be about 1,000 meters off of this track here, and then dive unless I need to dive sooner. That due to the fact that we get close, but I think we're probably pretty good here. We'll keep it right at there, and I could really dive at any time, but we'll get a little headway here. Just making sure that he's not too close already here. Let's just double check. Yeah, so we're in pretty good shape yet. So, so that said, so that is his course line. So you can see the method is, you know, there is a room for error. That's why we draw the 1,000 meter marks. But you can see each one of these lines is indeed in the 1,000 meter range rings here, the 2,000 meter rather range rings. So that allows you to get a little to get a little leeway in there. And as you further refine his course and speed, you can see our you know, our speed we originally thought was what, 6.5 knots or so, 6.3 knots or so, you know, versus the 7 that we actually computed. So that's the additional advantage of running around the target. So that here you go. You can see now we're back at about a 0 degree angle on bow on that guy, and we're right about on the course line there. So at that point, I'm going to initiate a dive, and I will sign off, and I'm going to use this next opportunity, I think, assuming time allows, to talk a little bit about the TDC when we get closer. So let's wait one.